Fani Willis gets a warning, an ultimatum. You better recuse yourself from this case or else, bucko. And this is coming from Harrison Floyd. We know this man right here who has been the subject of Fani's wrath for quite some time, unreasonably so. Remember that Fani tried to lock him back up in custody, said he was posting some mean tweets and that is illegal, and said everybody's threatened and afraid and we're all freaked out. And Jenna Ellis sent that letter and crying to the court. We all go, what on earth? For some true social posts or some tweets? Okay. So he's back. Now, the gag order has been modified on him, so he can get out there and now start talking about this stuff and raise some money for his defense. And so you should be following him, of course. Just go on over to X and search for Harrison Floyd. You'll find him. But here's some background on what is going on before we get to his statement, because he posted a message that we'll listen to here in a minute. But what's this all about? Well, this is the warning. The Epoch Times is reporting this for us, saying Trump's co-defendant, Harrison Floyd, warns he's going to file legal action against Big Fani. Okay, here we go. It's getting fantastic. A defendant in Trump's classified documents case says he's going to give Big Fani until April 8th to recuse herself. April what? That's today! She's out of time. Time's up, Big Fani. Otherwise, he's going to pursue legal action amid allegations that she illegally recorded his lawyer's phone call. Dun, dun, dun. Last week, Chris Kacharoff, an attorney for the defendant Harrison, alleged in an interview that Miss Willis recorded a call between her and one of his Maryland-based colleagues without their knowledge or consent. She did reach out to us, one of my colleagues in Maryland, and was rude, abrupt with him on the phone. And he was dealing with the Maryland case, and I was dealing with the Georgia case, and she ended up recording him, Mr. Kacharoff said in an interview. I believe that was with Phil Holloway. Shout out to Phil Holloway, who is on YouTube and X right next door to us. He noted that under the Maryland law, it's a felony to record someone without both parties' consent. So after the allegations surfaced, Mr. Floyd wrote on social media, Fani probably hates this. This is Harrison. He says, I don't want to put a black woman in jail, but if Willis does not recuse herself from this case by noon on Monday, time's up, Big Fani. I may have no other choice than to pursue all lawful remedies. Harrison Floyd says, make Fulton great again. Boom. So shout out to Harrison Floyd for the very strong statement there. And of course, the time has come and gone. And Fani has not accepted the ultimatum. Now, Miss Willis has not publicly responded. Several local media outlets have said that no, she's not responding to her request for comment. Neither Mr. Floyd nor Kacharoff provided any more details. We do have the statement from Floyd. Maryland is one of 11 states that requires two-party consent in order for a phone call to be recorded. If you don't get permission, felony, $10,000 fine, 5 years in prison. Georgia is a one-party consent state, meaning that only one party needs to record. That's all you need. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger recorded a phone call he had with Trump after 2020, and Mr. Floyd, along with dozens of others, have all been charged with crimes. Charged with conspiracy to solicit false statements. Accused of also assaulting two FBI agents in an encounter near his home, but he denies that as well. And thank God he was recording that. There was video on that, and they said, yeah, you attacked us. He's like, what? Mr. Floyd, a former Black Voices for Trump leader who's been thrown into the garbage by the left, turned himself in on a bond agreement before he was released on August 30th, after the indictment, the only person who was actually imprisoned. Now, in Georgia, the charges against Floyd stem for allegations of harassment and other controversies we know. Here is Harrison Floyd looking at Fani. So in recent order, McAfee rejected an argument by President Trump's lawyers that the First Amendment protects his political speech, and we'll talk about that as this case develops. But here is what Harrison Floyd had to say about all of this, and he posted this on his X today. You can see this one was in response to this article posted April 8th, 1024. The time is now expired, but this is what Harrison Floyd said.
Last week, my attorney and I made it public that District Attorney Willis very likely violated the Maryland Wiretapping Act, which is a felony here in Maryland. As far as we are aware, DA Willis did not have a warrant, and the call was not made in furtherance of law enforcement because I was already in custody. She simply broke the law. The truth is, DA Willis did not like the public backlash she was receiving, and over the course of multiple calls, she tried to find a way out of the mess that she created. She also made the claim that I denied a consent bond, which is a lie. The truth is simple and quite frankly sad. DA Willis is blinded by her upbringing, which was deeply rooted in radical progressive ideology and racism. She has no problem weaponizing her skin or her office to further its aim. While my skin is also black, DA Willis identifies me as white and views me as a defender of white supremacists due to my political beliefs. Deep down, she wants to make me pay for what she feels is a betrayal to black culture. Her words and actions actions consistently demonstrate a hate for white people and a need to make this case about race. She has disrespected Judge McAfee and defense attorneys because of their color of their skin. It's racist and it's wrong. After my attorneys finish working on the appeal Judge McAfee granted, we will bring a motion asking the court to exercise its judicial power on equal protection ground, because racism in any form is wrong. I, along with a lot of you, would like a speedy resolution. However, this is more than likely going to take time due to the district attorney's unprofessional, overly aggressive, and untruthful nature. Let me be clear that this is not an effort to delay justice or attack the district attorney because of her race or sex. It's because she actually broke the law in the same manner she's falsely accusing me of. Thank you, and I will see you back in Georgia.
Amazing. So Harrison Floyd standing tall, standing strong, and taking it right back to Big Fani. You want to charge me with the crime for false access to some information? Well, you got false access to my phone call. Illegal. And you broke the law. But the question is, of course, what is going to happen here? Is he going to file a civil complaint against her, citing Maryland statutes, saying that there was breach of his civil liberties because he has a right to privacy and she invaded that by illegally recording him? Yeah, that sounds pretty good. But of course, the bigger hit would be a felony charge, a felony referral, right? Harrison Floyd, his lawyer, they go over, they submit complaint or contact the police department, right? And say, hey, I've been the victim of a crime. Here's what happened. Let's file a report. We'd like to turn that into a prosecutor, talk to somebody, maybe they know somebody over there, the pre-charging division, locally, if that attorney does, and start talking about the actual prosecution of Big Fani in any way that might result from being the victim of a crime there in Maryland. Now, is that going to happen? Okay, is another prosecutor going to prosecute another prosecutor in a competing district? And is the prosecutor in Maryland a red prosecutor or a blue prosecutor, or what's the situation? I don't know. But the likelihood that, that happens, I think, is probably low in terms of criminal complaints, because it's kind of the prosecutor bro code that you have going on. Same thing you find with officers and other, entities. They just kind of, well, cop doesn't get a ticket if he gets pulled over by another cop. Weird. So same thing might happen with Fani. She's not going to get prosecuted, because why would another prosecutor prosecute another prosecutor? Doesn't sound likely. But I wanted to share this. Now, hat tip on this one over to Potentially Criminal. He's on YouTube, does great work as a defense attorney, and he posted this one. He's following another case that is there in Fulton County, and this is from, I believe it's the Young Thug trial, and I wanted to just share how much of a disaster the Fulton County entire entity is, okay, from top to bottom. It's not just Fani and Nathan and Terrence Bradley getting contracts, right? That's all corrupt as heck. But watch this, okay? This is a DA investigators, okay? So a district attorney hires an investigator. You have the lawyers, you have the cops, and then you have some people who go do investigations, usually former cops or former detectives who are investigators, right? Who go do investigations kind of separately and distinct from other, or maybe even working for the government. From, the defense, we hire former cops and stuff, former detectives. Let's pick it up.
Now, is that generally he would communicate with you? How would he address you?
Objection paid.
I sustain the question.
Did he address you as mama on more than one occasion?
Yes.
And you can go down a bit towards the bottom of that page. So on Wednesday, February the 7th, at about 5:48 p.m., he sent you a text message, this investigator for the DA's office, saying, call me one more time, then I'm out your hair for the night. You remember that?
Yes.
Now, how about the next one? That same night, Wednesday, February 7th, 6:45 p.m., where he says, hit me up if you're bored later. We're not going to talk shop.
Oh.
Remember that text message?
What are we going to do?
Yes.
Did you talk to him later on?
Go on a cruise? Where are you going?
Did y'all talk shop?
Yes.
What do you want to talk about?
Going out.
Going out.
Going out as in walking out the door or going out on a date?
A date.
And this is February 7th of 2024, this year, when the investigator for the DA's office is supposed to be talking to you about a case, but in fact is calling you, talking to you about going out on a date.
Crazy.
Yes.
So
Did the fact that this employee of the district attorney's office was trying to date you come into your mind as you're thinking about whether you have to come in here and testify or not?
Yes.
So a law enforcement officer that has the power of the state is using the power of the state to do an investigation into this woman. What are you doing? What do you know? You're going to come in and testify. And would you like to go out with me? So what does she say, right? Talk about improper pressure. Fani's investigator, this is her office. So we were having conversations about how can the Fani disqualification proceedings spill over and explode, the whole stinking office? And we're watching more indicia of the corruption, right? I'm not necessarily saying that Fani and Nathan Wade's conduct has come over here, but we're seeing a pattern, aren't we? And all the defense attorneys are going, oh my gosh, maybe they're all indicting each other. Maybe all the Fanis and Nathans are getting around jousting each other at 4 in the morning and then lying to everybody about it. Disgusting. Anyways, so that's going on. It's in Fulton County. Insane jurisdiction, but I guess it's par for the course. Everybody just can sleep with whomever they want. Nobody has to tell the truth about anything. And maybe there's no consequences. In fact, maybe Fani will hire that investigator, give him a promotion, give him a whole division or something. So, all right, this is the official Fani store. So because Fani is doing such a great job in Fulton County and people are definitely not dropping dead in their jails and they have total control of their cases. The Trump case is on track. We have the Young Thug trial is on track. They're doing a great job over there as well. What do we have? Fani, all of her extra time and efforts, she launched a merch store, right? Maybe she'll start a YouTube channel too. It says here, Fani Tea, Go Tea. Here's what Fani has come out. Now it's interesting what we have here. There's a lot of options. This is the first time I'm looking at it. I heard you were looking for me. Okay, so this is kind of the Kool-Aid shirt. Remember she came busting in? Oh yeah, I'm ready to testify. And here's what it has, her picture on the back with her signature. Oh my gosh. This is the official store, right? So this is not a fan store. So this is literally from Fani, right? Her office, I guess, put this together. It's the official store. Maybe her campaign put this together. Is this her campaign? I don't see anything about a campaign on here. Like I was going to say, okay, well, maybe it's a campaign thing, but it doesn't say Fani 2020 or anything. So I guess, is she getting all of the money from this? So she's just going to probably convert it to cash, right? And throw it in her mattress. Yeah. So I don't think it's a campaign event thing. I think it's the official Fani store. It's a Printify store. And this is her Kool-Aid shirt. So she's raising money and probably just going to pocket all this cash because she thinks she's doing such a great job. Now, what's curious, could she even wear any of these clothes? Like, could she actually wear these in terms of sizing? I'm asking. I'm not sure. So here's another sweater that she has. Women belong where decisions are made. Yeah. What? Okay. Let's see what the size guide looks like. Width 5XXL, 33 inches. I don't know. That's probably questionable. All right. So Fani has been warned. Next steps over to Harrison Floyd to take some action on this. He said that he would. He posted a video about this today. And of course, we'll see what those next steps are as we continue to support him. We, of course, will be here continuing to cover this and more, my friends. Thank you for joining us as we do. Thank you so much for subscribing wherever it is you're watching this. Thanks for inviting a friend or family member over while we go live. We got great links down in the description below, including our members only community where we do live streams in the morning. We do Saturday streams, after parties, watchingthewatchers.locals.com. We'd love to have you join us. We'll see you back there and back here on the next one.